Good afternoon, everyone. We are reading from our usual book, Strength for the Day, and the title for lesson today is Beauty for Ashes. Our key text is taken from Isaiah 61, verse 3. To console those who mourn, to give them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that he may be glorified. Viewer discretion is advised, as today's lesson does highlight the complications associated with pregnancy, including that of stillbirths. Our first pregnancy was so exciting. I loved being pregnant, although the nausea and vomiting, not so much. My doctor put me on medication and it helped. I had no idea what was in store for us, but I was so looking forward to meeting our first baby. I could hardly wait. At 16 weeks, we had our first ultrasound and discovered we were having a baby boy. Everything looked fine. At 20 weeks, my blood pressure became elevated, but my family doctor was not too worried about it. Around 23 weeks, I felt extremely tired and wondered when I would start to feel my baby move. By Sabbath afternoon, I was feeling awful, so we went to the emergency department. As I was almost 24 weeks, which is the age of viability for babies, they transferred me to the Grey Nuns Community Hospital in Edmonton, Canada. When they did an ultrasound, they found our baby was very small for his gestational age and that I had developed pre-eclampsia. I was transferred again, and how we prayed. I was put on bed rest as we tried to help our baby put on more weight ahead of what would be an early delivery. We learned from the specialists that the blood flow through the umbilical cord was compromised, and they told us that baby Micah would not make it to full term. He had to gain more weight as soon as possible. After delivery, he would be in the neonatal intensive care unit, and they could give us no sure answer as to his prognosis. We were devastated. We prayed so hard for a positive outcome. At our next ultrasound, they could not find a heartbeat. The perinatal specialist came to tell us our baby had died. I was induced and had 19 hours of hard labor. Our son, Micah Basil Baird, was stillborn on July 3rd, 2010. We were devastated. The grief stole my breath. I almost lost my faith. Friends and family rallied around us, praying for us and offering support. 1 year later, our rainbow baby, Alyssa, was born. Jesus gave us beauty for ashes, and when he returns, we will see Micah face to face. Oh, how we look forward to that day. Noella Jump Beard. I have indeed been encouraged and strengthened for the day. Beginning to read this lesson was hard, but as we got closer to the end, I have been renewed. My hope has been restored. I am so amazed at how God works. Having read this passage, or this lesson rather, there is a scripture passage that came randomly, and I don't even think it's random. I think this was definitely ordained by God. I opened the Bible and it went straight to Job chapter 3 and verse 16. He's referring to his plight, his plea to God to be as such of a stillborn child. Job was at the point of no return. He saw no hope. he complained to God. That's the title of the chapter, Job's complaint to God. He was literally going through the worst period of his life. And when I read all the things that Job was saying, he literally was asking God to end it. He was asking God, why was I even brought on earth? You should have cursed the day that I came to earth. I would have much rather to be a stillborn child. At least I wouldn't have to go through all the things I'm going through. And I felt so sad for Job in that moment. But then I remembered, this is not how the story ends. Job gets everything and more in the end. And so I'm saying to Job, I'm saying to myself, hold on. Help is on the way. Restoration is on the way. Joy comes in the morning. I'm reminded as well of a song called Beauty for Ashes. I remember listening to that song as a child, and the lyrics hit a little more now than before. It says, He gives beauty for ashes, strength for fear, gladness for mourning, and peace for despair. I hope I said the lyrics right. But essentially, it's showing us that in our state of confusion, bewilderness, God is going to restore all that has been taken away from us. He will give us everything that we wanted and more. And so I want to encourage someone today. I know it's hard, but God is with us, and He will be with us even unto the end. So let's just hold on. This is not how the story will end. I hope you've been encouraged. I hope you've been strengthened. And thanks again for tuning in.